Here we are, guys. We made it to conference championship games. And last week, I was terrible. I only won one game. But you guys, on the other hand, I was pulling for team underdog. You know, it didn't work out. The script writers revealed themselves to be correct. They've got a hard line going for Taylor Swift and the Swifties. Even Jason Kelsey's getting in on the action. Fellas, how are you this morning? Everything good?
Hey, Jason Kelsey's the real MVP. He's keeping it real for all those chubby tackle talkers out there.
Yes, keeping it real.
I love Jason Kelsey after his time in Buffalo. If you are not a fan of that man, I don't know what is wrong with you.
That is the perfect
man is my spirit animal right there.
That is the optimal image for the male body right there. Like we should all aspire to be that. Well, let's get things moving. Let's take it to a matchup that I'm extremely excited about in the NFC Championship, the Lions versus the 49ers. Hey, the dream is coming. It's coming true. They got to do it. They got to do it. Come on, Detroit. You can do it. JT, we'll start with you. What do you feel about this matchup?
You know, those 49ers who have been one of the strongest teams all year long almost slipped up. This young Packers team, they almost slipped up. They almost gave it away. And I think we all kind of were pulling for the Packers and that underdog team to do it. But,
I was not pulling for the Packers.
Everyone but Bubba was pulling for that to happen.
FTP.
But, we called it last week. We talked about what a bye week does, and not every team knows how to keep their rhythm when they're in a bye week. We can't talk about the fact of the 49ers and their success this year without talking about Deebo Samuel, who may or may not be playing. And again, we're looking at a Lions team that rallied, that played hard, that really will just do anything it can on the field because of what's off the field. And that's that coach. And that's why I'm going with Team America here. Forget you, Cowboys. Everyone in America is pulling for these Lions. They're going to find a way to make this happen. They're going to beat the 49ers, and they're going to head to the Super Bowl.
Woo! GM even adding a lion's tail to their logo. General Motors adding a lion's tail. They're in. Bubba, where are you at on this?
This is a head versus a heart argument. I think that's also how the teams are playing on the field right here. By every metric, I think that San Francisco is the better team. I think Brock Purdy is the better quarterback than Goff. I think certainly McCaffrey is the better running back, no matter how good Gibbs looked last week, and he looked great. By every metric, the San Francisco 49ers are the better team. But for them, it's business as usual. And the Lions play based on momentum. It's all about that big mo, the Motor City, the motor movement, the big momentum that's going on in Detroit right now. It's hard to pick this game because you never know where it's going to come from. San Francisco almost slipped up. But for a Carlson kicking the ball in a high-pressure situation, which never ends well, double doink,
kicker.
They could not be here. That being said, sometimes emotions get you as far as you need to. Sometimes it's just got to be business as usual. And in a high-pressure situation, in a high-pressure game, you want people who act like they've been there before. Give me the Niners to take this one.
Ooh, let me tell you something. America's team. Everybody likes to think that America's team is the Cowboys. I tell you what, I'm overall the white-collar cowboy. Come into Jerry World and have whatever luxury moment that you want to have. Let me tell you something. America was built on the backbone of blue-collar people that work hard, that earn an honest living, and that is Detroit, the factory, the assembly line. All of our cars, right? American made. That's what we're living for, man. In Detroit, after years of just turmoil and season ticket holders that have been there for 50 years, never getting to witness this. This is history, gentlemen. This is history. They're motivated by Dan Campbell. They're all in. There is so much big mo behind the Detroit Lions. They are playing harder. They are playing above their talent level. Which is why I'm picking the 49ers, because at the end of the day, you can believe what you want. I think it's just going to come down. It's the 49ers. Detroit, I'm pulling for you. My heart says go Detroit. I want you to win the whole thing. But I gotta pick up after my over streak pretty much last week, and I'm going with the 49ers. Maybe that's your Costanza moment that you need, Detroit. Going with the opposite. I go with 49ers, Detroit. Maybe you'll take the win there. All right, let's take it over.
You crushed my ending comment here. I wanted to go out with 49ers. You may have 2 up for the MVP, but you didn't get 2 votes here, and you threw it away on me.
Stanza.
You're fat enough to count for 2 votes. Like, you can still use the line.
There we go.
There it is. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. All right. AFC Championship, what is turning into a humongous game. The Swifties love it. The networks love it. Ticket prices have gone off the deep end here. We have the Chiefs and the Ravens in this is a great matchup. Bubba, we'll start with you.
You know, I don't want to pick on the NFC. I'm a fan of NFC teams. I'm a fan of the NFC style. Doesn't this feel like what you want the Super Bowl to be? Doesn't this feel like the game that's ultimately going to decide the winner? I mean, the AFC, the quarterbacks in the AFC, the talent in the AFC this year, and it's only getting better. The AFC Championship game really feels like the Super Bowl here. And Kansas City keeps finding a way to win. The stat that blew my mind, Patrick Mahomes in his starting career, in his career as a starter, has never not made the AFC Championship game. That is absolute insanity. That's just crazy for that. That is an unparalleled stat that no one will ever reach again, probably. There's a magic going on in KC. They stepped it up in the frozen tundra. You got the Swifties cheering them on. You got Jason Kelsey bringing the Eagles magic, beating his shirtless chest, down with the fans. Save us, Harbaugh. It's a Harbaugh year. Harbaugh won the national title in college. His brother's going to win the Super Bowl. It's an all Harbaugh year. Give me the Ravens. Give me Lamar Jackson playing lights out like he never has before. Give me the Ravens to win this one.
JT.
Yeah, that's Bobby, you hit on a lot of good points. And, you know, I'm here in Denver, and if the Denver Broncos hate any team, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And yet you've got a lot of Chief migrants that are living in this area now, and you're seeing them for the last 6 years, as you talked about, ever since Mahomes has been starting, flying those flags proud out here. Very much.
I didn't realize the bandwagon reached over from Kansas City all the way. That's a long bandwagon right there.
100%. And they're getting them to that level of obnoxiousness, of expectations, and we're just that good. And you know, to their credit, they always find a way. You know, I don't think Mahomes, the way he plays quarterback is interesting. I mean, he puts the team on his back. He makes these amazing throws. He's always had the crutch that is Travis Kelce out there. But, man, the guy knows how to win a game. But this year is different. And as much as I hate picking alongside of you, Bubba, and going the same direction as you, Lamar Jackson, after the contract dispute, after no team wanted him last year, no one willing to step up and pay for him, he eventually got that big deal with the Baltimore Ravens. He said, hey, NFL, you doubted me. I'm going to show you something. And they're probably the only team that consistently, they don't go out and just win. They win big. They go out and put you where you don't even have a chance to get back in this game. They've got it on the defensive side of the ball. They've got it receivers. They've got running backs, maybe the weakest part, but still some decent running backs. They've got an offensive line, and they've got the man with the plan, Lamar Jackson, who can throw it 60 yards on you or run it 60 yards on you. And guess what? You better prepare for both. This one's the Ravens ball. When the Lions get in and it's the Ravens in the Super Bowl, I'm going to pick against the Ravens. But this week, I got you, Baltimore. You're going to take it home.
Double Baltimore. So I was on the road this week and meeting with a lot of people from Baltimore, season ticket holders from Baltimore. Let me tell you right now, they are raking in the return on investment. I was talking to a guy. He's like, hey, yeah, we had 4 tickets. We bought these tickets to the AFC Championship before we knew it was the Chief. Then they sold them, and they've paid for their next year of season tickets. If you're a Ravens fan, you are just thrilled as can be. This is it. But now you've got the game that I don't know that you really wanted. It's good for the fans. It's good for the city of Baltimore. Everybody's going to be looking out for Taylor Swift. All the Swifties coming out. Magic is happening in Baltimore. And I want to pause here for a second. Jack Harbaugh, father of Jim and John, right? Man, he got to witness both of these, his sons play in the Super Bowl together, and now yet here is another magical year. Bubba called it was the year of the Harbaugh. Either way, if they go and win the Super Bowl or play in the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. A lot has already been accomplished. Proud dad moment there. And I also want to say this, Michigan fans, I know I've been giving you a lot of crap, and you gave me a lot of crap back lately, but if we need to hug it out because your coach is gone too, let's hug it out, all right? It is the year of the Harbaugh. But not so fast, my friends. Not so fast, my friends. This game is going to be magic. It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be everything that we wanted. Sounds like it's going to be in the rain. There's going to be a lot of excitement. But, Patrick Mahomes, you can't pick against him. And I'm going Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going for the Chiefs. They're going back to the Super Bowl. Andy Reid is doing something very, very, very special. And into the year where there's no Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick is not hired yet to this date. There's still vacancies. That's pretty strange. Andy Reid may be the new guy. Got to go for it. So going with the Chiefs.
Can I make a call to action here? I want a call to action on this one. And that's an interesting pick. But here's what America needs. In this trying time, in this time that we are divided, in a country that is opposed to each other, we need to come together. And I think the only thing that can bring us together is this. At the 50-yard line, prior to the coin flip, Jason Kelsey, Jack Harbaugh, take their shirts off and race to see who can shotgun a beer first. That's what America needs, ladies and gentlemen.
I got my money on Kelsey
right here. I don't know. Jack Harbaugh might just take him by sheer old man toughness. Who knows?
I bet Jack plays a little dirty. I bet there's a little trip that comes in there.